Hello, my lovelies. Happy Monday. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week, and it always kicks my ass, seriously. Like today I'm worn out. Like I'm really tired, and you can probably see I have more luggage under my eyes than Detroit Metro Airport. So I'm trying to do something quick today. I'm not trying to play around today and make something extravagant. I need something quick today. So I decided I'm gonna make some black bean burgers. I love black bean burgers. And I'm gonna make some aioli to go with it. And aioli is just like think of it like a mayonnaise, but it's a sauce that you can put on any kind of sandwich or burger, or you can dip your fries in it. Fantastic, okay? So for black bean burgers, I'm gonna double the recipe because I need more than 4 burgers. Robbie can at least eat 2. I can eat 1, and my girls can probably each eat 1. All right, so I'm gonna use 2 cans of black beans. These are from Aldi, and what I did is I opened the can and put them in a colander, and I rinsed them really good, because when you open a can of black beans, they have like water in them, and it's really thick, and you wanna rinse that off and get completely rid of that. Set those on the side for a minute. You're gonna need some cilantro, which I've already cut up and rinsed. You're gonna need about a 1/4 cup. I have some already in a Ziploc bag that I chopped up earlier. That's on the side over there. And I'm going to add some jalapeno. You're gonna need some garlic. You're gonna need 2 eggs, some cumin, some panko crumbs or breadcrumbs are fine, fresh lime, garlic, and red onion, okay? So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut up the red onion, and I have a whole red onion, and I'm not gonna use the whole thing. I'm gonna use about half of the onion, okay? Let me get rid of these stems, throw them in the garbage. So like today, I think I could sleep for, like I could go back to bed and I could just sleep all day. It's one of those days I feel really, really run down. I feel really tired, and I'm not really sure why I feel that way, but it's that kind of day. So all I did is take half that red onion and cut it in 4s, and I'm gonna throw it in a food processor. Everything's gonna go in this food processor, and I only have a little one. I used to have a big one, and the thing didn't work at all. I mean, it was horrible. So I threw it in the garbage, and Robbie got me this little one, and it works fantastic. I actually have 2 of these. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this handful of fresh cut cilantro in with that red onion. And this is about a 1/4 cup. And you can add a little bit more. Now, some people really don't like cilantro. My brother absolutely hates the taste of it. That's fine. You can omit the cilantro, but for me, this is kind of like a Southwest type meal. You need cilantro. It goes in there. So replace it with something fresh, like, I don't know how dill would be, like fresh dill might be okay. Or you could use parsley, something to kind of brighten the black bean a little bit. That's why we're gonna use lime too, because it kind of adds an acid that you need in the burger, okay? So in there, I put the red onion, I put the cilantro. I'm also gonna throw in 4 cloves of garlic, and maybe a couple more. You know me, I like me some garlic in there. I'm gonna add 6 because why not? Okay, so 6 cloves of garlic, and I am going to add some jalapeno. Now, again, with the jalapeno, I'm not using fresh jalapeno because I have these slices in my fridge. I'm just gonna scoop out a few of these slices and put them in. Be careful, you can always add more, but you can't take away. So put some, you know, and then you could always top the burger with more if you want it more spicy, but be careful, they get hot, okay? Let me grab a fork. I hope you guys are enjoying your start to your week. Over my way, they have the freeway closed, so traffic is like a nightmare over here. All right, so I'm gonna grab a few of these jalapenos. I probably have about 8 in there. I'm gonna add a couple more. I don't want it to be too hot because my kids will not eat it. Okay, a few more of those. And all I'm gonna do is put that on there and give it a good pulse. So all of that is finely chopped. sometimes you might have to go in to there and kind of scrape it down and put it back on for a few minutes, okay? And you're gonna do the same thing with the black beans, little by little, unless you have a really big food processor, throw them all in. If you have a small food processor like myself, little bit at a time, otherwise they're gonna become, it's gonna be like too pasty and you're not gonna be able to get them blended good. All right, so here we go, I'm gonna do it a little bit more. And the reason you want it to be fine is because you're making a burger out of it. You kind of want it all to blend together with no real chunks in there. Believe me, that's what you want, okay? Let me see how we are. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't mind that. Let me show you really quick. It's kind of chopped. Ignore the dark circles and everything. I have no makeup on. I look like hell, but that's okay. Here we go. Some days, you know what? Some days I'm not feeling it, right? I have enough to do without putting on makeup and all that. I can't do it. Okay, so let me shake that off. I'm gonna dump these in a large bowl. All that I just blended together is gonna go in a big bowl. All right. These are gonna be so good, you guys. They have such a nice, fresh taste to it. Now I'm gonna work on the black beans. And all I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna put them little by little in this food processor and blend them. And I'll come back and show you what they look like once I add them to that. I just don't wanna run the food processor and have you listen to that. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've ground everything up in the food processor, and now you are gonna have some pieces of black bean that are whole, and that part's okay. But you don't want the onion in big chunks, and you don't want big leaves of cilantro or garlic. You want it kind of all really blended. So you're gonna end up with something kind of like that. You can see there are some big pieces of the bean that didn't break down all the way. It's fine, it's okay. So now you have that. So you have red onion, half a red onion. You have about a 1/4 cup of cilantro. I add a little skinch more for me personally, but if you don't like cilantro, just skip it, add parsley, or just leave it out completely. I have 4 to 6 cloves of garlic in there, you choose. And now I'm gonna add a couple egg. Oh, and I have jalapeno. Slices of jalapeno. I have about 8 pieces in there, that's good enough. To this, I'm gonna add 2 eggs. 2 eggs. And I don't know if I told you, I used 2 cans of the black beans. So I used 2 15-ounce cans of black beans, okay? Just make sure you give them a good rinse. So 2 egg is gonna go in there. Why are we adding egg? You should know by now because I've done a couple recipes and told you why we add egg. Egg is gonna help bind everything together and keep it so that it doesn't fall apart when you grill them. Okay, so you can either put these out on the grill, you can just do them in a pan in the house, which is what I'm probably gonna do, is just do them in the house because I don't feel like taking the grill cover off and all that stuff. Sophie's got an appointment at 4:30, so I mean, like, this day is gonna be like, you know, trying to get stuff done all day. Okay, so the 2 egg are in. Now we're gonna take a lime, a fresh lime. I've been having kind of trouble with limes lately. They haven't been really, like, a lot of juice in them. But if you give it a good roll with your palm on the counter, it kind of helps loosen up the juice. This one's not too bad. I mean, it's giving me a little bit. I don't have a fancy lemon or lime squeezer thing. I'm gonna use both pieces of this lime and get as much as I can in this lime, in this black bean burger. Robbie really likes these. The first time I made them, like I was telling you, sometimes I like to do a lot of vegetarian and skip the meat altogether. I love meat, don't get me wrong. Like I love to eat a nice steak, but every now and then, I just feel like I need to cut that out of my diet because we eat so much fattening food and so many rich recipes that it's good once in a while to give your body a little break. So I made these and I made the aioli sauce with it and Robbie loved it. And I was like, do you miss the meat? He's like, not at all. So maybe you can get your husband to eat them and your kids. Okay, so the lime went in. Now I'm gonna add some pepper. About a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper is good. You don't wanna do too much pepper. You don't want it to be too spicy. And now I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of salt. You can cut back on that if you want. You don't have to do that much. You might find it too salty. Because the beans do have sodium in them, and I think they make them sodium free or low sodium. You could always get those if you want. Now I'm going to add cumin. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cumin. Cumin is a really popular spice for Southwest dishes. Love cumin, love the smell of it. Okay, so we're going to add 2 teaspoons of cumin. You know, I think really honestly, you could put whatever you want in this, like whatever spices with the black bean that you think would go well. If you don't like cumin, leave the cumin out and add just salt and pepper. You know, you can throw in maybe a teaspoon of allspice to kind of make it a little tastier, but because it is Southwest, I'm using traditional spices in it, okay? So if you don't like cumin, I guess you could probably get rid of that altogether. Now in here, I'm gonna add about 2/3 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs. Panko breadcrumbs are also a binder, just like you use in meatloaf and stuff to get your patties to stick together or hamburgers. A lot of times if you use breadcrumbs, it'll help bind your burgers and stuff together really nicely so they don't fall apart on you, okay? You guys, seriously, that's it. That's all you do. I'm gonna grab some gloves. And once you, oh, I already have some open. Once you make your patties, put like a piece of foil down. That's what I'm gonna do on this cutting board. I'm gonna put a piece of foil down. I'm gonna make my patties, and then I'm gonna stick them back in the fridge and just let them chill. Let them chill for about an hour before you cook them, and that will really also help without them, you know, to keep them from falling apart, okay? So now I got my gloves. And if when you're doing these, see now this feels super moist to me. And I think it won't even form a patty because it's so moist, okay? So that's okay. This is what we're gonna do. If you, because I doubled the recipe, you might have to adjust things. So, okay, let me show you now what it looks like. Do you see how it's so sticky? It's just, it would never form a patty, right? So if this happens to you, you're gonna go back in. I'm gonna grab some breadcrumbs. So cooking, you know, sometimes, you know, with baking is really like accurate measurements. You have to be accurate or your cake won't rise or you won't get the right flavors. Or with cooking, this is what I love about cooking. You can totally, you know, put a little of this, put a little of that, change things up. It doesn't have to be exact, you know. So for now, I'm gonna just add some breadcrumbs into there. I'm adding a good amount. I'm adding about 2/3 of a cup more to that, and see how we do, how it like binds it, if it helps at all to get that moisture down. And it looks like it's helping, but I still think that it's too mushy. I don't think it's gonna hold, so we're gonna add a little bit more. And then you just keep adding until you get the right consistency for you, okay? So I'm saying about up to a cup more breadcrumbs in there, okay? Now I like it. Now I can tell as I'm stirring it here that it's getting stiffer, right? Okay, see now, look. Let me show you the difference. Okay, whoops, I just dropped some. That's okay. See the difference though? Okay, it's a lot thicker. All right, a lot thicker. So now I can get my cutting board and I can make my patties. I'm just gonna take a little bit of it, make a good sized patty. I'd probably get about 8 patties out of this recipe. And I have little hamburger buns. So and these don't shrink up like a regular hamburger would, okay? And I'm just gonna form little patties like that. And I'm gonna put them on the cutting board and I'm gonna put them back in the fridge and let them sit until I'm ready to grill them. That's all I'm gonna do here, and I'll be back to show you how to make the aioli, okay? Gotta go clean up the beans I dropped on the floor. I'm just having another one of those days, ladies. I'll be back. Okay, lovelies, I made my patties, and what I wanna show you is, I put them on this plastic tray, all right, covered with aluminum, and I'm taking each patty now, and I have a plate of breadcrumbs here, and I'm just gonna cover each side, put them on the plate, tap them, shake those breadcrumbs around, give them a good pat, so that each side is covered in a little coating of breadcrumbs. so that when I go to cook them, it helps to keep them nice and together, okay? That's all I'm doing is coating each one. Doesn't have to be real heavy coating, just a light coating. Putting them back on my little tray here. And then I'll stick them in the fridge until I'm ready to make them. And we'll get ready to make that aioli. I'm gonna make a couple different ones. I'm gonna make a sriracha aioli for a little bit of a spicy one. And then I think I'm gonna make a dill aioli because I saw a recipe for it and it looks really, really good. Aioli is like amazing. A lot of people like to take their French fries and dip it, and I'm gonna make some fries in the air fryer. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, ladies. I'm using a thing of frozen French fries and putting them in the air fryer. My life needs to be easy today. Okay, just give my hand a little rinse here. Throw these in the fridge right now until I'm ready to cook them. Getting the stuff for the aioli, I'll come back and show you how to make it. Okay, dolls, now we are ready to make our aioli, the sriracha aioli. So it's gonna have a little bit of spice because sriracha, I'm sure you all know what sriracha is, but in case you don't, it's like a chili sauce. Asian Market sells it, Kroger has it, I think even Aldi has this, sriracha. You can see we use it a lot in my house. Okay, so you're gonna need that. And you're gonna need some Greek yogurt, and I need this right now. Seriously, you know you're addicted to Tim Hortons when you base the state that you're willing to move to on whether or not they have a Tim Hortons. We were seriously looking at Arizona, and I literally told Robbie, I am not moving there if they don't have Tim Hortons. Like, they have to have a Tim Hortons. I am highly addicted. It's my favorite thing besides wine right here. I cannot live without it, seriously. I know, ridiculous. So I need a coffee intervention too. Okay, aioli. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. Don't use Miracle Whip. No, 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 no. Use mayo, real mayo, real fattening mayo. That's what you gotta have. I'm not gonna measure because I can estimate about a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna put a 1/4 cup of mayo, a little bit more, a little bit. Okay, 1/4 cup of mayo in the food processor, 1/4 cup. Put that on the side. I am gonna put 2 tablespoons, let me just rinse this off. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons of that. 1. And that Greek yogurt is going to give it a little bit of a tartness to it. The mayo is very rich, and the yogurt kind of has that sour, so that's a good thing to add to it. 2 tablespoons of that. We're going to do a 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. I got to rinse off my little teaspoon thing here. Hold on. Okay, good enough. 2 teaspoons of white vinegar going in the food processor. There we go. We are gonna add a tablespoon of the sriracha. Tablespoon of sriracha. In it goes. You guys have been so amazing, I have to say, with all these beautiful messages and like all the questions you're asking, all the lovely comments you're leaving, and the fact that you're sharing my YouTube channel is just, I appreciate it so much. I hope you can all tell how much I enjoy food, how much I love, yeah, can you tell how much I enjoy food? Hello. How much I love food, and I love to share with people and teach people because it's so easy, you know, and I find it so relaxing. So thank you for sharing my YouTube page with everybody. I appreciate that so much. That's it, guys. And then you can add salt and pepper. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt, not too much, a little bit. Because you can always add more. Once you blend it and you taste it, if it feels like it needs more salt, have at it. I'm going to add a little tiny sprinkle of pepper in there. Bam, that's it. I'm going to put the lid on. Just blending it up. Now you might want to take your spatula and go back down in there because sometimes it doesn't get all the way mixed. You just want to make sure all the stuff's getting down in there, okay? Blend it some more. Okay. Oh, pretty. It has a beautiful color to it. It's beautiful. The color is just spectacular. Smells amazing. Let me have a little taste. Make sure it's not too spicy, right? You don't want it too spicy. If it is too spicy, you know, you could add just a little bit more mayo or a little bit more of that yogurt and break that down. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be fantastic on that black bean burger. I might just make this one and call it a day because it is absolutely fantastic, you guys. This is what's going on the black bean burgers today. It's perfect. Perfect, okay? There you go. Sriracha aioli for the black bean burgers. We're set. Now I'm gonna cut up some lettuce and fresh tomato, red onion, get all my ingredients ready for my toppers for my burgers. Throw that in a little bowl, stick it in the fridge until we're ready. Black bean burgers with fries, and you can even make a salad. You can make coleslaw or anything. How easy is this meal? Black bean burgers, you can make them in about 15 minutes and you're done for dinner. So if you have any questions, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to answer them. I seriously need to go lay down. I need to take a little nap. I need to rejuvenate and then maybe think about doing something with my face. I mean, seriously, it's somewhat offensive today. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. And I'll add some pictures in of the finished product.